Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. So just the other day we were talking about the Joe Rogan situation, how the left seems to have this inability to look at the world in a non-hyper-partisan way. Joe Rogan acts fair, neutral, he's literally on their side, but they perceive him as being alt-right, an enemy of the left, of course. And so they've pushed him away, essentially forcing his hand to vote for Trump. It was a bad mistake, a big blunder. And some of the Democrats' closest allies seem to be ringing the alarm bell, pointing the spotlight on this particular issue. For instance, here's Andrew Yang.
When you and I were speaking at one point earlier, you were talking about algorithms, all kinds of data that was available that you were, people were going to be presenting to the Harris campaign.
Sure.
And I suppose you're going to say that fall on deaf ears to large part?
Yeah, Van's right. They were like, we've got it.
We've got it.
And they didn't have it. And one very obvious missed opportunity is that Joe Rogan is the biggest audience in the country. It's disaffected, low propensity men, kind of the audience that the Harris campaign should be trying to reach. It was much more upside than anything else. Kamala goes on, Tim Walz goes on, and then you have millions of men who are exposed to the Democratic message, and they turned it down because she was too busy. I mean, like it makes zero sense, except in the context that the team just didn't have confidence in her to do it, which would be its own issue.
But now the question is, have they learned anything? Well, of course, you know where I'm going with this. We're talking about the Democrats, and probably as you can see from the thumbnail and title, Rachel Maddow at MSNBC, yeah, they've learned nothing. I'm sure there's a lot of talk of unity, blah, 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 unity. It's time to come together, kumbaya. We've certainly learned our lesson. Meanwhile, Rachel Maddow is screaming to the base that Elon Musk is a national security risk. Let me show you guys what's going on, but this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip. This video is brought to you guys by American Hartford Gold. Listen folks, in terms of a long-term financial view, the worst thing that you could do is hold on to cash. Everything is getting more expensive. If you hold on to cash, you simply become poorer, and that's where American Hartford Gold comes into play. American Hartford Gold is a 5-star rated company across the board, and also boasting an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. These guys are simply the best, and they're here to protect you in these inflationary times by diverting a portion of your portfolio into solid precious metals, gold and silver. And friends, American Hartford Gold makes it as easy as it gets. All you got to do is give them a call, and they'll have physical gold and silver sent to your doorstep or directly deposited into your IRA or 401k. It's a no-brainer, folks. Hold on to the world's oldest and most stable investment. That's precious metals. Protect yourself from inflation, and all it takes is a single phone call. And you probably thought I was done there, but nope, it gets even better because they're currently running a special promotion where you can receive up to $15,000 in free silver on qualifying purchases. Friends, like I said, it's a no-brainer. Protect yourself against the incompetence of these useless, empty-suit politicians by simply giving a call to 844-440-1005. That's 844-440-1005, or text Hivemind. That's one word, Hivemind, to 65532. Again, that's text Hivemind to 65532. A huge thank you to American Hartford Gold. Now back to the video. All right, folks, so yeah, pretty much what I said. They've learned nothing.
Security disaster, and one that President Harris is going to have to clean up, and quickly. I mean, you really can't have the head of a company that is the primary rocket launcher for the Defense Department and NASA. You can't have the head of that company in secret communications with America's worst enemy, while America's enemy is actively waging a war against one of our allies, especially once you learn that he's using his businesses to help the other side, to help Russia in that war, and apparently to do secret favors for China against our other allies like Taiwan. I mean, that can't be. I mean, also, just for what it's worth, presumably a guy who's reported to have regularly used ketamine plus LSD, cocaine, ecstasy, and shrooms, and who smokes weed on a national podcast, presumably he can't even have a security clearance. A personal security clearance. But you definitely can't have a security clearance, let alone that much leverage over American national security, if you are doing anti-American diplomatic favors for dictators with whom you are in secret communication. So buckle up. Even if Trump doesn't win, the Defense Department and NASA are going to need a new arrangement for all their rockets and for all the multi-billion-dollar contracts Elon Musk's companies have with the U.S. government. The U.S. government is going to have to either, unwind from all of those contracts, or Elon Musk's companies are going to have to unwind from him. This is an untenable reality in national security terms. Now that we know what we know about Elon Musk, this election, regardless of who wins, has produced a national security problem that is going to be a huge new thing for our country to deal with, likely with tons of drama, and it will start as soon as we've got an election result either way. So pace yourself.
I mean, that was a 2-minute long hit piece. That's all that was. I'm supposed to take this as a serious criticism of Elon Musk, but pretty much the thing that she leads with is Elon Musk is a drug addict who, is working for the Russians? It's absurd. Completely insane. Frankly, what it feels like is Elon derangement syndrome. Maybe Trump's going to be less of the target now. Democrats have found their new target, and that's Elon Musk. This idea that Elon Musk's loyalty is questionable or that he's somehow a danger to the nation is ridiculous. He's the embodiment of the American dream. He makes American cars for Americans. He's likely to go down as one of the most revered American icons in not only modern history, but in world history. The guy's frickin' catching rockets with chopsticks, but you want to have us believe that he's a drug addict national security risk who's having regular phone calls with Vladimir Putin and is now a danger to the nation. It's completely insane, and people who are paying attention can obviously tell how far out of left field this one is. I honestly can't stand it, and it feels like the exact same thing they did to Donald Trump, another American icon and symbol of the American dream. I cannot stand how Democrats have handled Elon Musk in this situation. I mean, here we have one of the most brilliant innovators of our time, a man who has done more to advance American technology, space exploration, and energy independence than any government agency ever could, and instead of embracing his genius, they turned on him and turned him into a political target, their latest public enemy number one. It's pathetic, it's short-sighted, and it's an outright betrayal of what America stands for, in my view. Excellence, innovation, and the relentless pursuit of progress. I mean, he's your frickin' guy, but the Democrats would rather play petty politics. If you don't bow down and kiss the ring and spout their talking points like a parrot, they'll come after you. The moment Elon Musk refused to play their game, he became public enemy number one. It's frankly sickening, especially the hypocrisy of it all. They preach about how much they love science and progress. They claim that they're the party of future and innovation. But let's be real, what they actually want is obedience. They don't want innovators, they want puppets. The second someone as influential as Elon Musk starts challenging their narrative, or God forbid buys a social media platform to promote free speech, they lose their minds, and all of a sudden, he's the most villainized and demonized man on planet Earth. The Democrats are focused on demonizing the very people who push our civilization forward, yet they pretend to be the party of progress. Just think about that for a second. This is the pattern. It's like clockwork. The moment someone steps out of line, they mobilize the fake news squads in the media and social media platforms to smear and discredit that person. We saw them do it with Rogan. We saw them do it with Elon Musk. And of course, we saw them do it with Donald Trump. And after seeing it, well, I've seen enough. I've seen it all. I don't need to see any more. I've seen what the Democrats are all about. They're all about their power. That's what it really comes down to. They don't care about American greatness. They'll stand in the way of American greatness. They'll stand in front of that ambition and try to shut it down if it's not happening their way. If their government agencies and government fingers and paws aren't all over it. And in this campaign, they want you to believe that Elon Musk is somehow an evil figure now lurking behind the scenes in the Trump administration. Give me a break. It's obvious why they're saying that. He's a threat to their power. He's talking about unleashing the American engine and allowing businesses to get to work and innovate. He's talking about getting the people to work, not sending the people's money to Washington where it pretends to work. Again, I played this clip before, but I'll play it again. We're talking about Elon Musk here, the man who built a full-scale GPU farm to power a huge AI venture that his company's taking on in 19 days. A feat that was so great that it had the CEO of NVIDIA scratching his head, wondering how that's even possible.
That first part, just building a massive factory, liquid-cooled, energized, permitted, in the short time that was done. I mean, that is like superhuman.
Right.
Yeah, and as far as I know, there's only one person in the world who could do that. Right. I mean, Elon is singular in this understanding of engineering and construction and large systems and marshaling resources.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What they achieved is singular. Never been done before. Just to put in perspective, 100,000 GPUs, that's, easily the fastest supercomputer on the planet as one cluster. a supercomputer that you would build would take normally 3 years to plan.
Right.
And then they deliver the equipment, and it takes 1 year to get it all working.
Yes.
We're talking about 19 days.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that government could never accomplish anything of the sort, and they know this. They just don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know what's possible and what they've been preventing, what they've been getting in the way of. A couple things are obvious. The Democrats have learned nothing, and the obvious conclusion from that is that it's by design. They don't want to win on the ideas. They want to socially enforce their ideas. Well, not so sure it's going to work in the freest country on earth, because those people are simply free to go to the other party and then ensure that you lose in an epic landslide fashion. And oh, how glorious that freedom is. And now it seems instead of learning their lesson, they're doubling down and they're big mad. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys on this one. Just whatever came to mind on the topic. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.